Hi everyone. So today we're going to be talking about man's search for purpose from a male point of view and the desire for significance through struggle. So men today grow up in a world where survival is mostly handed to them. It can leave some men today to feeling disconnected from their older, more base desire to provide for themselves and for others, and it can lead them to fantasize about alternative lifestyles. I'm going to be giving you a few examples of these alternative lifestyles that men often fantasize about. Either I fantasize about them or I see other men fantasize about them online. So, one example of this that I see is the male desire to die in a perfect spot. I'll go on Instagram and I'll see memes all the time about, um, a picture of an epic or beautiful scene, and men will be in the comments saying, this is a perfect place to die or something. But this fantasy is beyond just dying in a perfect spot. What it's really about is about purpose. It's about dying for something greater than yourself, and if it involves an epic scene, then that is even greater. Um, this male desire, it involves, again, as I was talking about, it involves purpose more than it involves the scene that you're in. Often these scenes have purpose to them. They are often battle scenes or scenes that involve some sort of struggle that led to your downfall. And again, it's not really about the scene, it's more about what that scene represents and its purpose. And this leads me to Rome. So there was a meme or this trend a while back among especially women who talked about their boyfriend's fascination with Rome or something like that. And the male fascination with Rome, it does exist. Rome was a powerful, cultured, beautiful, very long-lasting empire, actually the longest-lasting empire in human history. Men are fascinated with Rome, though, beyond just the legionnaires, or the Colosseum, or the battles, or the fights, or whatever. Rome represents something grand and bigger than yourself, and the opportunity to be part of that is a man's desire. Rome also provides a warning that even the strongest of civilizations will one day fall, which is a lesson that many find relevant today. The last example I have is the apocalypse fantasy. I was asked recently by a close friend of mine if I ever wished that we lived in some sort of apocalyptic world or some sort of apocalypse. And we both agreed that sometimes we do wish this and we do fantasize about that. And that made me wonder, how much of this is universal? How many people think this or want this sometimes, especially among men? Um, I think the appeal of this fantasy is that it removes the complicated nature of the modern world and strips it to a more simple, more simplistic world. It's a world where our survival is based on our own strengths, uh, just like the world that we used to live in thousands of years ago. And I think there's a human desire to live like this, as it is the natural world, and in a sense, I think that humans desire to return to this natural world that we lived in. Um, so now when we're talking a little bit more about purpose, all humans, they desire purpose. From a male's perspective, I believe that all men want to die for something greater than themselves. They wish for a simplistic world where their own strengths alone determine their survival, and they hope their death is meaningful in a way. So that's just a little bit something I've been thinking about purpose, especially again from a male's perspective. And I think the song of the day today will be Rome by Phoenix. I think it's fitting. Thank you everyone for watching.